Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, we're going to talk about the upcoming solar eclipse. And here's imagegoogle.com with pictures of eclipse. I like that one a lot. But this eclipse in April will cross over 7 locations in America named Nineveh. It's also going to make an X over America and a giant alpha symbol, which we'll see. It right here, it will also make a giant Aleph, Aleph. So that's the first letter of the Greek alphabet. But they say right here it just got even stranger because 7 other planets in the solar system will form a line as the path of the great American eclipse of 2024 crosses America. Additionally, the Devil's Comet will be visible during the 2024 solar eclipse. So here's Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury all aligned, and here is the Devil's Comet. So you will be able to see it. And the Devil's Comet is the Pons Brook Comet is being called the Devil's Comet because in July 2023, the comet underwent an outburst, blowing off a bunch of gas and dust and brightening by about 100 times. So they say here that outburst caused the comma to distort to a horseshoe or horn shape. So because it's a horn shape, it's being called the Devil's Comet. So that is going to be visible during this eclipse that's putting an X over the United States, and planets are going to be aligning. And the thing is, too, is these eclipses that are going to put an X over the United States are 7 years apart, and there were 2 eclipses 7 years apart when Babylon fell too. So, it could get very interesting out there. Another thing about this eclipse is that the eclipse in 2017 went across 7 locations that were named Salem, from right here, Oregon, out to South Carolina. And they say here that Salem is a word most commonly said to mean peace. It shares the same root word as shalom. But right here, Nineveh, Ninevah, is a city in the Bible that twice was sent judgment from God. So, yeah. That's very interesting. It's this eclipse also. It says that if you examine the area on this map, you will see that it falls right in the middle of the New Madrid Fault. So who knows? But the New Madrid Fault, when that fault has an earthquake, they say it's going to be catastrophic. So, the last time it had a major earthquake, I mean, off the top of my head, it was felt hundreds, if not 1,000 miles away. And it will be catastrophic. And this X area is pretty much right over near the New Madrid Fault. So there is a lot going on with this eclipse here. Everybody's very happy to, if you're in the path, there's actually even flights that are flying from Austin up to Detroit, I believe. and you'll be able to see the eclipse from the air. And some places down here in Dallas have already declared, down in Texas, have already declared a state of emergency from how many people they're expecting to attend. So, everybody's hoping for clear skies. I went to the last eclipse. It was a lot of fun. This right here is totality just from my phone camera. And I had the Tetons right in front of me. I was down in Driggs, Idaho, which is just over the pass from Jackson Hole. They call it Whiteaho, over in Idaho, on the Idaho side of the Teton Pass. So this was one shirt I bought. Here was another shirt I bought, and then I stuck around town for a few days and went to the Spud, which is the drive-in in Driggs. So it was very fun. In totality, there was a gazillion people. These are small little towns over there, Victor and Driggs, and the traffic through those towns for days was just crazy. But right now, we have 2 total solar eclipses that are going to make an X over America. People say that's not really a very good sign. And with the alpha, that's the right here, it says ALEPH. Alph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The second letter is bet. And they say most people don't realize this, but our word alphabet originally came from a combination of Aleph and bet. So it's very interesting, the paths here. But the X is really what's getting a lot of people's attention, and especially when you pair that up with the Devil's Comet and the planets that are going to be aligned. If you go down further into this article here, it says, on April 8th, the sun, the moon, and other planets in our solar systems will appear to form a straight line in the sky when looking out from Jerusalem towards the east. So, yeah, the planets that are going to line up: Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Mars, along with the sun and the moon, all line up through Pisces, looking from Jerusalem to the east. It's not often that all of the planets and the moon and the sun line up. So, people say there's a lot of forces at play here, especially with the Devil's Comet. You are going to be able to see in totality when it gets dark. It doesn't get pitch black. It does get dark. The temperature drops by 30, 40 degrees, and you will be able to see more stars, in the sky during the day, but also the Devil's Comet. So, people are saying that, everybody's excited about watching the eclipse, but I don't know. There's just seems to be a lot more falling into play here. Okay, and the 2 that form the big X are both total solar eclipses, and the one that helps form the ALEPH in 2023, that is an ANNULAR, a annular solar eclipse. And right here, it says that an annular solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between Earth and the sun, particularly covering the sun's disk and causing a thin ring of sunlight to remain visible around the moon's silhouette. So it doesn't completely cover the sun like a total solar eclipse does, but it is instrumental in forming this ALF that's going I don't know if I'm saying that right, over America. So Solar eclipses are really cool, especially when you see the diamond ring. It's really very cool, but I don't know. There's just a lot of rumor and speculation going on about all the forces in play with this solar eclipse that's coming up. So if you're in the area, go out and see it. See if you can see all of these planets that are going to be aligned. Here's 4 aligned here, here's 4 aligned here, here's the Devil's Comet. So at some point, all of these are going to be aligned right here with the sun and the moon. And that doesn't really happen often either. So, just a little heads up on what's coming your way in this upcoming solar eclipse. Stay tuned, people.